It's always an honor to be here. So thanks to you, thanks to Marin, also Arta and Alda for the invitation. So thanks a lot. I will share with you a presentation that is full of images, but at the end, it's also a presentation I want to share the trajectory of an entrepreneur that wants really to improve or inform partiality by integrating technology, but with the focus, the real focus to people. So we always had the idea on how to inform space and potentially how to build better cities, better habitats that are more sustainable, more inclusive, and use technology as a medium to reach this goal. So with this idea in mind, we started to work on the integration of data, digital manufacturing, and material technology. And I founded 11 years ago, 3 companies that are working on data analytics, on how to use data to observe spatial dynamics and potentially inform the new evolution of cities. Another company to integrate robotics, 3D printing technology, advanced manufacturing on how to build this spatiality, this physicality. And a third one, because I don't have a lot of weekends free, to inform in the other sense, materiality, on how to integrate a new sense of ecology into the material intelligence. So with this idea in mind, I founded the first factory of 3D printing in Spain, and one of the largest in Europe, that is now completely focused on the implementation of novel materials to build these new habitats, these built environments, and eventually use circularity, the material that we use, as a new medium also to propagate the agenda of this new manufacturing philosophy. But not only to use materials that are coming from waste, but on the other side, also materials that can be programmed, materials that can encode the sense of ecology that we want to translate to the industry. So with this idea in mind, we founded, I always say we because it's a collective effort, even though I'm directing the 3 companies. We founded a company that is focused on how to integrate the behavior and the capacity of minerals that are part of our planet to absorb and retain CO2. So with this capacity of mind, with this observation that we made, we created and we patented a new material that is able to absorb the main greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. And we incorporated, we analyzed, we spent a lot of time, a lot of years bootstrapping without any VC, and we put all our effort to analyze the material behavior in terms of capacity of absorption, the cycle of absorption, all the mathematics and the data that are necessary at the end to do what? To convince the industry about the resilience and the importance of this technology. So we collected a lot of ISO certification that at the end make us our product compatible with paper. So also the paper that you have has been fabricated with this technology, paint, textile that can absorb CO2, and evidently polymers. So with these polymers, with these plastics that now are new active elements that can absorb the main greenhouse gases, we started to work also with my company of 3D printing on how to build these ecologies with this new material. And we created ornamentation, small products. We participated in the Venice Biennale of 2021, 2023, 2025, always iterating this idea of using this material also as a medium to design spaces and create a new physicality for this environment. We built also new big structure for like the Spanish pavilion of the Expo Dubai, leveraging the role and the use of 3D printing and material technology into this idea of a space that also tells the narrative of an industry that is evolving towards sustainability. And together with Stella McCartney, where I met Patrizia Marin, also we launched the collaboration of PureTech and Stella McCartney in the COP28 to propagate or being part of an industry that want to be reshaped through science. And we also use technology at the end to create a bridge. This is why technology is beautiful, because it can connect people and culture. And we created an industrial bridge or a knowledge bridge by connecting with craft. So we started to use ceramic also and to work with old ceramists that are part of the ecosystem of Spain. And we learned how ceramic can be used to also create this new specialty, these new components. And we were very honored this year to use 3D printing for the very first time in the world to open the new section of the Natural History Museum of London that's been inaugurated last March. And again, we also use this technology to rethink the identity of commercial spaces. I mean, we use it as a medium at the end to also fund our activities. We created the first 3D printed store in the world, the first store printed in an airport. So a lot of solution at the end really elevated the role of technology and the role of 3D printing also at the market scale. I mean, in terms of possibilities for this new market. And we use also this technology, I mean, in restoration, in hospitality, in public spaces like the one of the Real Madrid sorry, I'm from Barcelona, but the stadium of the Real Madrid, Santiago Bernabeu. And I want to also conclude with the third company, the one of data analytics. So we spoke about 3D printing, we spoke about material technology, but for me, everything happened at the real important thing is how to inform and how to use at the end all this power to lead designer or decision maker to design or shape better cities. And with this idea in mind, we established a new protocol of observation that is based on computer vision and AI to understand spatial dynamics. There is a very famous quote from Fei Fei Li. She's the founder of a very famous competition on AI, and she connects the eye to the brain. So this idea of looking with the computational power that we have of observation. And Leonardo da Vinci, that was also mentioned before, always connect the eye and the brain in all these drawings. And if you look into also the way that spatiality is told when we speak about dance, Auger in his map for creating the ballet was connecting the movement with the spatial occupancy. So we started to use these tools at the end to propagate this capacity of the eye to understand spatiality, also to map and trace the invisible information that we live in space. And we use our capacity, I mean, our opportunities, like the one of the stores that we made, to use this technology, placing our cameras, for instance, in the retail spaces that we were creating, and starting to collect in this small environment with very few variables, like the one of a store, all the information that links the dynamic and static components of a built environment to understand the movement, the interaction levels, and all this information by simply using camera and computer vision and creating platforms. But now the vision. Why all of this? Imagine if we use all this technology, for instance, to reshape how the city works. Imagine if we start to use this technology to possibly understand or transform a normal or traditional urban ecosystem into instead a shared platform where all the actors of the public space start to coexist, where the boundaries that subdivide and confine all the dynamic elements of our space at the end are merged together. And we use this technology, for instance, in the city of Barcelona to support the implementation of the superblock model that has exactly this objective. And also in the city of Barcelona, we started to apply our paint of PureTech to convert the harbor of Barcelona into, at the end, a dynamic environment that constantly absorbs CO2, NOx, and VOx, thanks to the implementation of our paint. And we started as well in Barcelona, Ordoa, to fabricate public spaces with our 3D printing technology that are also elevated at the end by the technology of PureTech or any other material technology that can be introduced in this new system of manufacturing. And finally, and I conclude, 2 weeks ago, I concluded a trajectory of 9 years that finally brought us as PureTech at the scale of people, implementing our material technology into the textile that Stella McCartney presented in the new collection at the fashion show in Paris in the Centre Pompidou. Thank you.